My beautiful stars, reading time. It's so foggy here this morning. It's never foggy outside here, like where I live. Maybe you guys feel like you're in a bit of a fog, a bit of static in the mind over certain situations. Let's see. Main collective. Oh. That was abandonment. Okay. Let's get two more. I'm being fussy. There we go. Okay, so we've got, that's nice, inspiration. Wow. Red thread, haven't seen that card in a while. Incoming communication. Whoa. It's actually very positive. Like, that's some nice energy. Okay, but there could be distance. You've got, you inspire me, the red thread, incoming communication, I love you. But distance, that could be physical and emotional distance here. I want one more for this incoming communication. Okay, separation. Before this came out, the reason I wanted to confirm this, just with how positive this is, I feel there actually has been incoming communication from someone you were in a separation with, and it's ignited all of this emotion. But having distance here, maybe it's just not feeling the way that, like, this is just so positive. Unless this collective, you're wanting to kind of contact this person that you're in. Hold on, I want one more. I want one more for distance. Okay, wounding. So especially father wounds, lack of that real divine masculine strength. This is an odd one. I feel this collective, I feel you've just had communication, or there's something that you're either wanting to reach out to this person. With this distance here and having father wounds, there could have been a fatherly interference, but I more am seeing that as this is feeling a little bit off energetically. If you have had communication, I do think it has stirred up emotion, but I don't think it's communication that, like, I don't think someone said how much you inspire them and you're their destiny and how they love you so much. I actually feel this is more this collective, what you're feeling, what's kind of bubbling within you right now. I actually feel the right collective, there's a part of you really wanting to break. No, I don't want to say no contact, but you haven't spoken to this person for a while. Just to have wounding over this distance, a part of me feels this collective, this is more just it's kind of more of an internal hurricane that you may be feeling, but it's quite positive. It's very rare I see such positive energy. You guys are normally like, oh, in the mind. Hold on. Let's see what's around your heart space. It's actually around your heart space right now. Okay. Passion, insane chemistry, liking each other, expression of love. So there has been some form of reach out here. Paradise, let's get one more for this. Okay, so clearly something's happened, but maybe there's just not... maybe you feel it, because this is about having healthier choices. You're just kind of living in the moment, having fun, focusing on self-care. Hold on, I got to get my purple deck. Hold on. Okay, I just want to confirm with these. We'll just pull 3 cards. If communicate comes out, communicate, confession, they'll be back in 3 cards. It's in for this collective. I just want to sort this out first so I'm not confusing anyone. 1, 2, 1 more, 3. Okay, so this could have been a shorter-lived romance with this person. You've got the door here. Okay, I don't think it's in just yet for the right collective. Someone is emotionally unavailable, waste of time, it's over. Sexuality, there could be a detail about sexuality with this collective, but this is about still figuring yourself out emotionally. I think right now, because this just doesn't make sense with these underneath cards here, I do think this collective, you are thinking about some form of communication and communication coming in. There is something bubbling underneath the surface, but I do think you're trying to make healthier choices. Now, actually around your heart space, you and this person, there is insane chemistry here. This is about liking each other equally, but I'm still like, I feel a little bit of a block here when it comes to you guys. Happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other equally. This, for the right collective, this is not what you're focusing on. So you clearly don't think it's over. You've got red thread. I love you. You inspire me. Yeah, you're going through a separation, but you could know that this person's got to figure themselves out emotionally. Maybe you're reflecting back on, you know, the time you guys were together. But I was talking to myself. I just was saying there's clearly something exploding within. And then I wanted to get one more card, and bloody confession came out. I do think there's something on the way for this collective. I definitely do. Maybe you had a little bit of an end to here, but then as quick as it came in, it went back out, right? And maybe that is why this father wounds, the lack of, you know, power, courage, determination towards this is making you think that this person is still figuring themselves out emotionally, but it's not tarnishing how you're seeing them within. You've got, like, I can't see that that's you with these cards here, especially with what's around your heart space. Like, I actually feel this collective, you've got a lot of belief in you. Hold on, let's roll the dice for this confession. When's this coming in? I just heard 5. This could be quite transformative. 2. Let's get one more for that. Yes, luck is on your side. I heard 5 for a reason, but 2 could be, clearly it's important. Okay, Lady Beetles, let's just finish what's around your heart space and then I'll get this. Holy moly. They like you. Romance is blooming, fun, flirting, wanting to date, insane chemistry, paradise. This date card with this, I think it's more this person's wanting to get back on the same page with you. And clearly this collective, you're the same. 1 more, 2 more. Heart with a key, Cupid's arrow. This is some big energy, my angels. This says have faith. Well, you clearly do. Have faith, love is coming. Surprise invitation. Meeting. There's a little bit of hesitation here. It's very rare. I'm going to say this. Why do I feel this could be more of a masculine energy? Like when I was reading those purple cards, right collective, you'll know what I'm saying. If you are thinking, because majority of my collectives right now, that door card, It's very relevant. If you're actually watching this thinking it really is over and you ain't finding inspiration from this person, you're not really seeing them on the end of your red thread anymore. Maybe for a long time you did. But this blossoming love, if you're not reflecting on your separation right now, or so I remember seeing that and feeling the right collective, there's a part of you that's wanting to reach out, right? I feel this could be more of a masculine energy. I'm going to be honest, but let's just confirm these. Hold on. That fog's making sense outside. I'm confused reading this. Okay, hold on. Main collective. Your perspective. The seeds being planted. Wanting to regenerate this relationship. Make a comeback. Regeneration of relationship, making a comeback, reconciliation, moving on from the past, wanting to repair it. There is, main collective, you really are wanting harvest season. 10 of Cups. Jeez Louise. 10 of Swords in reverse, 10 of Cups. This makes sense. Main collective, you've got love heart eyes right now. That's main collective, right? Complete love heart eyes. This 10 of Cups, divine love, fairy tale ending. You're wanting those seeds to start blossoming, right? Okay. Connected energy to you, their perspective. Oh, God. Okay, so connected energy, going within Hermit's journey. You're feeling a little bit confused in fog. 7 of Cups, 7 of Wands in reverse. I do think you also... There's parts that are wanting compromise and to make amends, but reflecting on all the conflict here. I think connected energy is on the fence. Is this a lost cause right now? I feel this reading's a little bit back to front because it's very rare. Feminine energy is normally kind of the main thing when it comes to main collective, when it comes to tarot. To pick up like masculines, it doesn't happen that often, and it would make sense with why they're going through wounding, but I feel like I'm speaking to a feminine collective. It's really odd energy. Okay, just you're gonna have to take this as it fits, right? However the case, the main collective, you are completely wanting to regenerate this. And maybe that's why I can feel the masculinity in the main collective, especially if you fit more with that feminine energy, because you're wanting to make the movement, you're wanting to go through it, you're wanting to break this no contact, you're wanting to regenerate right now, okay? But the energy connected to this, they've been going through depth of healing, they've been going through soul searching. They've had to go through a lot of darkness to find that light at the end of the tunnel. They're trying to see things from a higher perspective, but they're sitting in confusion. I think this 7 and 7 here, I do believe connected energy has had a lot of hope for a long time, but as they're coming into more of a healed state, more soul searching, I feel the main collective, you could be feeling a little bit of detachment from your connected energy. Maybe that's what's really pulling you forward. You're not feeling them as strongly as you used to. I do think your connected energy for a long time did want to have compromise and work this out, but I think the more that they're going within, they don't like the confusion here. I think they think they're bound to a little bit of an illusion. Look, you've got 3 7s on the spread. Okay, hold on. I want one more for connected energy. They could be seeing you as a little bit of a charismatic Casanova. Maybe you've said quite a few words here that there's still emotion for you, But again, this is another card of healing. That Knight of Cups, he takes so long because he's sipping his healing elixir along the way. I do think this person still has some form of emotion towards you in their heart space, but the fact that they're viewing this more of a Knight of Cups, I think sometimes, especially with this Seven of Cups here, your charm, your charisma, kind of that smooth criminal kind of energy has left them a little bit confused. Let's get one more. Okay, so you're really wanting to take this person out. Three of Cups, you're wanting to see them. Maybe you're thinking how to break this is to invite them somewhere. Focusing on the good times that you guys had. Makes sense. You're seeing this person as a Ten of Cups. Okay. I said it before, these readings always confuse me. Main collective is the collective that's wanting to take action. Okay? You would be going over that kind of confession, but you're sitting on it clearly. The energy connected to you, we're going to do a you versus them. The energy connected to you has been going through a lot of healing. They're sitting in a little bit of confusion. I do think that they're questioning maybe the depth of your intention, right? I think they're on the fence if they want to make amends or if this is a lost cause. So they've got a little bit of static in their mind. But clearly the person that you're connected to, and you would know this, they had to go through a lot of healing with whatever this dynamic, this situation was. Okay, let's get into it. Okay. All right, so you find inspiration from this person. Makes sense. Okay. Wow. So again, confirms that masculine energy really activating in you right now. You're through whatever inspiration you're finding from this person, you know you need courage towards this dynamic. So bravery, determination, persistence. It makes sense with why you're bubbling with all of this emotion within. So there's something about this person's wisdom, their serenity, their faith to spirit, how they've harmonized, sitting in peace, their belief, the way they love, the way they trust. These are things that are really calling your soul right now. Makes sense with that Ten of Cups. Okay, but trauma. So you've seen this person going through their hermit's journey. So you yourself, there's some form of change, evolution when it comes to your own internal trauma. But this whole situation, it is overwhelming you. You are feeling a little bit isolated right now. And you're feeling heavy. If you are not someone, and I kind of touched on it before, when it comes to tarot, when it comes to spirituality, if that is not something you normally stop and listen to, right? You've got this inspiration, you've got this red thread, you know about soul connections, the depth of this love, you know about trauma. Wouldn't surprise me, you as a collective, you've just started to go through some form of soul activation. You're learning about soul connections on a deeper level. If you have just recently started to open to the frequency of this kind of stuff, that you could actually be, hold on, let's keep going. I don't want to say just yet. Red thread. Okay, chaser, green light. So maybe this person, a lot of effort towards you in the past, and unfortunately, maybe you didn't know the power of this dynamic back then. But with the surrounding cards, that confession, like I actually feel this collective, you're bubbling over. You know you need to put some effort in here, especially these one after another. Not that you're thinking you need to chase this person, but you definitely, again, have a sense of urgency towards this. But I do think your trauma is holding you back a little bit. For you to have that Ten of Swords, I know it was in reverse, But to Ten of Cups, this wasn't an easy separation. Ten of Swords, you can't get any worse. That's rock bottom. Betrayal, backstab, ruin. And you as a collective, you would understand the damage that's been done here to cause your initial separation. And I think that adds to this. Brings up a lot of anxiety, how to come forward. Because there's not communicate here, this is confession. So, right, collective, unless it's you thinking that this person's going to come in and confess their love, but person connected to you seems quite confused. All right, incoming chaos. It puts a storm in your soul thinking about this. Maybe the last time you did have communication, it didn't go very well, but you feel a hurricane when you think about press and dial on that phone or send. It brings up the pain. Makes sense with this trauma here. Okay, you love them. Friends. So maybe your friends have opinions here. Maybe that I'm seeing that gossip card. And also you as a collective, I'm not going to lie, I'm hearing it, but that sexuality did come out. Maybe you yourself have been on the fence when it comes to... You could have a lot of love for a friend of yours as well. I'm hearing a couple things from that. Again, you had confession there. Maybe there's some things you haven't really opened up about to this person that you think of. Or as well, you could have started as, I guess, friends, and that's how you developed your love here. There's something when you reflect on the love that you have, friends are also tied to this, okay? Take that how it fits. Distance and father. Wow, you've got divine feminine energy. So you would see them as a divine feminine, but you yourself could be, again, if you're watching tarot and you more resonate with being a masculine energy, you yourself are opening up your frequency to understanding, compassion, forgiveness, your sight, your intuition, your knowing. She's my high priestess. But there's something here about the emotional distance, physical distance, you're starting to reflect on in more of an understanding way. But you know you're a bit wounded, especially having trauma here. But there could have been a friendship, fatherly interference as well that created a bit of distance. One more. Runner. You know. So there was definitely some hidden things here that you weren't the most open about that made you get your running boots on. So there was definitely some things you weren't ready to confront to this person. Hold on, I want to get the person connected to you, their perspective on this. These last two rows, please. Okay. Could have been an earth sign, a fire sign they're reflecting on. So a King of Wands. I think that's them. I think they've had a very understanding approach to this whole thing. I think for a long time that Nine of Wands would have been upright. I think they really held the line here. They tried to really understand where you were coming from. I feel this King of Wands is either... So a fire sign, don't make it fear. It's someone connected to you that is either a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, who they view could have been the block here. But I do think for a long time they tried to be really caring, nurturing, understanding, but it clearly started putting some boundaries and barriers over their heart if they felt there was dishonesty. If you ran because you were hiding something here, again, this right collective, you're wanting to confess something. But unfortunately, I think your defensive behavior and the way this whole situation became out of control is something that they reflect on, and it probably adds to that confusion. It overwhelmed them a lot. Maybe now, again, with that Seven of Cups, that Seven of Wands in reverse, they don't know if there's compromise or it's just not worth it anymore, right? But do I think this person connected to you really ever? I think there was understanding. They definitely had understanding and tried to endure through it. There could have been as well, they could have thought there was earth sign, also more feminine energy. But again, you don't need to be male or female. But earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, that was also tied to this situation here. But again, I think they tried to persevere. They didn't lose faith because of it. But maybe this has been a long time that unfortunately you've been running from this conversation. I do think it plays on their mind. I think that's what makes them think this just isn't worth it. Okay. Hold on. I want to get a message from the universe. You could be spying on this person. You could think that they're spying on you. Chill. Bless me. All right. Oh gosh. So this is a message from the universe to you. Now, you've put yourself clearly in a little bit of an albatross energy with shame and burdens and guilt and regret because of your magnetic desire to things. Now, whenever I see this card, it's unfortunate. Falling short to that temptation, falling short to desire. Maybe you're someone that you tend to really go for the forbidden or the naughty. You're a bit of a sensationalist, like a little bit of excitement in your life, if you know it or not. But unfortunately, it's kind of led to a little bit of a heavy energy that you sit in. This is about seduction, but a field of influence. Again, falling short to desire. You are coming into a full energy. So this is about really taking a leap of faith into the unknown. It's saying just do it. Something about your beautiful individualistic soul that you need to start really embracing. Okay, so this dog card, it's about friends as well. There's a block here when it comes to friendship and this love, right? Either the love that you have for one of your friends or, again, their opinions. But unfortunately, this card can also be about siblings as well, so certain family members. But I do think the universe is trying to activate more of this dependable and being a faithful companion in you. Again, you can't get past that Ten of Swords. So, unfortunately, and I say this all the time, if we haven't really accepted everything and every part of us and our shadow, and we all have it, how's anyone else meant to accept it if we don't accept it about ourselves? There's nothing wrong with certain things, but you need to take ownership of it. And if you, as a person, those things that you keep at the depth of your shadow, you haven't owned just yet, like this is a heavy, heavy card. Baggage, burdens, feeling hurt. Just talking to myself clearly. Oh, that's really good. So they're trying to offer you a victory right now. There's something about success, key experiences, achievement, your reputation. That could be a big thing for you as well. You are, unfortunately, really take on board what people say or how they see you. But to have the trophy here, that's some big energy. Let's confirm these. This albatross. So you really do see this person as a Ten of Cups. So what's stopping you is literally the baggage burdens, the guilt, the shame from something so powerful and beautiful. Proposal, engagement, agreement, statement of intent, marriage, union. This would be a miracle to you, but you can't take ownership of certain things. That's sad. So this is why this Fool's here. Wishes coming true, peace, miracle, falling in love, bless, midnight magic. 21, 25, 16th of the 6th. So not even just this person connected to you that you crave, but if this is something you hold close to your soul, until you can really go through the feeling that makes you feel like this, or the actions that entail this emotion within, it doesn't matter who comes into your life, you will forever be on that roundabout, right? If this is something here, it's not even the universe block, it's something that you block yourself with. Like, you're stopping yourself from miracles because of this, because you won't take ownership of it. So you sit in long suffering. You'd be prone to long suffering. Okay, I just want to quickly... Oh, we split it on lovers and Four of Cups. So you're looking at it as a missed opportunity. But that would be what you excuse in your mind. Because again, right, collective, you're afraid to confront that. I just want to see your shadow. Just quickly. Oh God, that's not good. Maybe you've questioned this about yourself. Maybe this, and I'm saying this from a place of love, I give tough love to people. You got narcissism here. People that hide things like this, they can treat others terribly. Very self-absorbed. You've made this present very one-sided. Especially, I do feel that you're someone that really likes admiration and acceptance from others. This is coming from up there. Maybe this is something you need to reflect on a little bit. You keep yourself in pain for the validation of others. That's sad. And you'd hurt a lot of people because of this. And you know it, but then you don't take ownership of it. So you leave people confused and in pain. It's not nice. And you've got anger, you've got suppressed anger. These are the things you hide in the bottom of your soul. You'd be extremely temperamental. You'd probably present the happiest, nicest person in the world. Someone pushes your buttons, Jekyll and Hyde. Because you've got so much suppressed emotion that burdens you, that makes you feel shame. Because you just won't own who you are. I will tell you this, if you're still watching this after seeing that and that didn't trigger you to go off, there is a part of you that wants to change, which is beautiful. And I always say, you want to change, you can change. I believe everyone in this world can change as long as they want to and they put the effort into doing it. But it's the things you hide that make you like this. Fear of success, fear of satisfaction. You like the naughty satisfaction. So any time something's going good, because you know the thing's buried in your soul, you push it away. Because subconsciously you'd think, if this all came to light, it would never succeed anyway. So you keep yourself in long suffering and pain. And then you wonder why you're angry with the world. Because you're so hurt within, you would hurt so many and not even notice it. hurt people hurt people. And because you have narcissistic traits, you don't even notice it in the moment. It's only probably now that you're starting to realize some of your behavior. I'm going to say this in the nicest way. You would be an emotional manipulator. So I'm just going back to the person connected to you. You've put them on what they have, like that hermit's journey is not easy. And 7 of Cups, you've left someone in complete confusion and in longing and pain. And you, this isn't even that your perception's misconstrued anymore. Otherwise this wouldn't be coming out. And you're choosing to keep hurting them and leaving them in pain because you're more worried about this. It's not the best quality. Set them free. And you got fear of intimacy, vulnerability, because of the things you haven't taken ownership with. Your fear of depth, because your fear of your internal shadow coming to surface. People truly seeing what's within there. You live a sad, sad life. Sorry, I have to say it. This is painful. You have toxic attachments. And you know it with this magnet here. You can't say no to the forbidden. You can't say no to the excitable. But then you wonder why every time you do it, you're left feeling like this. And you felt like you'd feel grimy, right? But you still do it because I want to say you can see you're not proud of what's in here, right? So it's like you keep hurting yourself without you knowing. You keep hurting yourself because you feel you don't deserve any better. But I don't think you've really confronted that. It's fear of success leaves you in toxic attachments. And it's all hidden behind a mask because you're worried about how other people perceive you. As long as you're happy, which you're genuinely not happy, it's like that's all you really think about. Your own emotion. And subconsciously, because this is clearly not who you are. This is why you get so angry. You don't like who you are. This is sad. I don't even feel like I should keep reading this because you seek validation. Your own insecurity, you don't see yourself, so you need validation from others to make you feel seen. You lack worthiness and self-value. Oh God, so this, I knew it, I said it. This stuff you get tempted to, it weighs you down. It's like a ball and chain. You feel grimy. Like I can feel it as I'm reading it. You can't get past your first card. It fills you with shame and regret. It weighs you down. But you cannot say no. It's a toxic attachment. But look at how you feel after it. Look at how you feel after the fact. So you might get that little, what's the word? It's like that little bit of validation in the moment because, again, it's like you're enticed by the naughty, the forbidden, but straight after you feel completely, it's like you think you can't change. I'm seeing that I don't think I'll ever be able to change. You can. This magnetic temptation to the naughty, it's nothing but a ball and chain. This is coming from up there. But you're afraid to start a new story. This is clearly something that's been bound to you for a very long time. I'm blocking. And then you have an Empress. Just do it. Step into the unknown. But even you, finding your stillness within your sense of center. It's like you have such a beautiful life if you can just create change. Especially with this victory here. That last row, you're clearly destined for big things. Otherwise the universe wouldn't have activated you. Just remember you are not your trauma. This is why things are stuck. Siblings, friends, this is why things are stuck in your life. That, friends, I love you, the distance, father wounds, this is, I don't think you see it. Or you do, but you're just not wanting to make change. But as soon as you start to balance out your life, this is when your victory comes. When you find sense, when you start making change. Again, people want change, but they don't do anything to welcome in that change. You can see you want such a beautiful life, but it's not just going to fall in your lap. You've got to start making some hard steps here. Your well-being, you've got to start focusing on the nitty-gritty within. It's the first step of healing, confronting that shadow. I say it to my feminines all the time, that stuff we bury at the bottom of our soul, it's so painful. A lot of the time we dissociate from the pain. It's very confronting. Shadow work healing, it isn't easy. Finally facing that, mirror back at yourself properly. Becoming self-aware. Understanding your cycles, understanding how your actions and behavior just keep your life on repeat and keep you stuck. One more. The sick, the stress, the fatigue, this albatross and the mice. So you're full of illness, fatigue, stress, anxiety, worry, restlessness. You're deteriorating, the fear, the nagging. You already know the answers, but you just need to make the decision to do it. Okay, I just quickly want to see this person connected to you. I just want to see their energy. Hold on, I'm going to cleanse this quickly. Alright, I just want to see how the universe is viewing them. You could see it with their perspective. They're going through a broom right now, so they're removing unwanted stuff. They want a clean sweep. They're starting to notice the things that are unavoidable. Delete, total makeover. I think this isn't restoring harmony, it's restoring harmony for themselves. And just reading your energy, I could just imagine what you've... The sad thing is you know it, this collective, but you're still not wanting to take ownership. The whip. 1111, J. The arguments, the fighting, the tense, doing it again and again, over and over, anger, repetitive. I feel that's what they're restoring harmony with. I'm going to be honest. Maybe they have had frustration here as well, which you held against them, but look what you were hiding from them. And your cards, your shadow, your anger, what you suppress because of that narcissist card, like you would be a really difficult person to be around in the nicest way. But again, I always say this as a reader, I'm not here to tell you how to feel. I'm here to confirm it. You know this. You know this. And like I said in that part, you wouldn't still be watching this if, yeah, the obstacles, the problems, the distance, the blocking, I do think they're more indifferent now. I do think there's a bit of confusion over them still, though. They're not silly. They're taking off the rose-coloured glasses. 21st of August. Lovers. So restoring their harmony, finding their duality. Maybe they're in a point in their life, they've got some big decisions. They could be on a crossroads. There could still be, I guess, a part of them that thinks about a reconciliation, but I just can't see it with those three, right? I think when they have moments of maybe thinking about this on a deeper level, like, look at what comes up, right? This could be this person even moving on. Maybe let's get one more for that. Yeah, another man. Maybe they've moved on, or the universe has sent them someone that is making them realize maybe the things that they excused for so long. I guess it could be you as well, though. I'm hearing both. They're breaking free. No, you can't get past this. The whip, the island, the broom, and the stallion, they're breaking free. They're unleashing their inner beast. They're finding strength with this whole thing now. They're finding their duality. They're sitting in freedom. Okay, so they've had to solve their own problems, and I kind of touched on that with you, the emotional manipulation. You left this person in a complete mental fuzz. They had to solve it themselves. They're sick of being curious and wanting to know what was going on, and they were sick of it. They're clearly very resourceful. They could be an entrepreneur as well. They could own their own business. 17th of November could have been important here. White wolf, the fires you gave them through this whip made them find their confidence, their inner knowing, trusting their internal power, believing in their power, their resilience. They definitely held the line here, that's for sure. 7th of the 11th. But through this whip energy, you didn't just activate their stallion, but their white wolf. I ain't even going to try and sugarcoat it. This one will be, and you know it will be hard. That's why you're trying to keep yourself. Oh, this would be a tough one. Wow. So this person, this is my influencer card. So social media, internet fame, expansion, spotlight, connected, exposure. So maybe through all the mountains and the obstacles, this person really found their path here. They get a lot of attention. That would piss you off. The right collective, just reading your energy, that would aggravate you. I know they inspire you, but sorry, you can't get past it. The universe brought out that narcissist card for you. Sorry. They could be getting married. They got the marriage card with this lovers and this masculine energy. Marriage, they've broken free from belief systems they were blinded to, and they've got the right boundaries and structure up now. I'm going to be honest, this collective, that you cannot get past. Lovers, masculine energy with the church here. Maybe that's why they're a bit confused. I think you've missed the boat. I'm going to be honest. This again, gathering more. I think they've given themselves their own clarity. The eagle, they know they see things clearly. Clear vision, clear perspective, past, present, future. They've got new hope on I think it's this row. I'm going to be honest. Yeah, another person. Let's get one more for this. Yeah, I think the universe kind of granted them a key with this one. This is tough. This is tough. You can see the love you have for this person, but unfortunately, you know that what you feel with, like, within you, that's, you might feel it, but you've clearly never tried to build a bridge or mend what you've, like, that's a little bit. Let's see what their intention is towards you. Oh, they're going over a memory. So you still play on their mind. From November 7th, September 22nd to November 6th, November 7th to December 21st. Charismatic, that's how they see you, that Knight of Cups. Yeah, it's not the best. I'm going to be honest. It's not the best. You know, if this person, you've got to remember they had a 9 of Wands over you for a long time. They were holding the line, but I don't think this person thinks you will ever really. I think it's more that they don't think you want to change. You can't get past this. This is an important memory. You guys, clearly something happened here where this really validated this for them. Oh God, you probably did ghost them because you get backed in a corner because you don't want to own those things you're hiding. And if you're a ghoster, look at what they're wanting to out of their life. And if they found someone that's emotionally mature and, oh God, good luck. Sorry, I have to say good luck. I think they're glowing up. They finally love themselves. That's in the nicest way. If they're seeing you like this, they're not seeing you glow. Or maybe they hope that you do work on yourself. You trigger the bloody jeebus out of them, that's for sure. Alright, let's see how you see them. What your intention is. Oh God. All the cycles. Just the repetitive. It's that broom energy, the whip energy. You know. So this is about you thinking you had your life all planned out, you were focusing on things and you met this person and everything kind of, again, in the nicest way. Just how you've presented in this reading, and like this is how you're feeling in the depth of your soul, that you just kind of got consumed by this person and you weren't ready to. You didn't see your life going the way that you guys were envisioning it would go. I'm going to be honest, it's like in your soul you're trying to excuse these cycles for it not being the right time, maybe when you guys met, but look at what you carry in the depth of your soul. That's not what made these cycles happen here. The cycles were the dishonesty, and you know that deep within. So that means you've been blaming this person for a long time for how they would react or how they would deal with you, but look at what you were doing behind closed doors and hiding from them. But it's a little bit alarming, and it makes sense with that narcissist card. You still don't see it completely right. You're really looking at it as the timing was off. That's not why you guys have had cycles here. It was the things that were hidden and unspoken. Let's be real. You go over this separation, which is your first part, and the time. You're in pain, but you don't want to own your faults. So you're keeping yourself in long suffering because you have been your whole life, and you can't offer this person much. Small offering. So maybe you thought in this time away you'd get your shit together, which unfortunately, maybe you know you haven't really, and you know you've done a lot here, and because you can't offer this person much, and let's say they are glowing and they are an entrepreneur and all those other cards, to myself, clearly I meant to, because that was a bit harsh what I was saying, but I'm going to be honest, this just feels like excuses. Oh, it wouldn't happen anyway. You're making excuses so you don't take accountability and ownership for the things that you have kept hidden. I'm going to be honest with how they're viewing you right now. I can't see this person accepting it. I'm going to be honest, but that, look at the baggage, burdens, like that's something. If you were balanced and you were in a centered place in the heart, treating anyone the way this person's clearly been treated, you would want to take accountability and ownership. But it's like you still blame them for some of these cycles here. One more. And the distance, and that's a main focus for you in the first part. You replay the distance here. But I wonder why there's distance in your dynamic. Sorry, I have to say it. I'm trying to be very understanding in this reading, but I don't know if you've just started to self-reflect or it's just starting to open up in your mind kind of what's been done here. But that's some heavy energy. I'm just going to get tarot. I want to close this reading off. It's making me a little bit uncomfortable to read. I'm going to be honest. So you are thinking of confessing. Let's see how this person will, let's see the future of you and this dynamic. Okay. I'm going to be honest, I don't think this person's going to be unyielding here with whatever you have to say. I don't think they're going to be, I think they're going to be very grounded in the approach, but you can't really get over this person's part and what the universe has kind of been showing them, especially when it comes to and I'm really not trying to upset you, but that, like lovers and I think that the person connected to you when it comes to how they view certain things now, especially in the heart space, I think this person's different to maybe what you remember them to be and maybe what they excuse, right? So do I think that this person's going to be nasty or unaccepting? I don't think they're going to be nasty. Do I think they're going to accept this? I don't think so. I'm going to be honest. I think they're going to be quite unyielding, and I think they're going to want to keep this stuck, right? I want one more for that. Whoa, I wasn't expecting that. You got Ten of Cups and Magician. Hold on. I want to see how the universe sees your dynamic. All right, you've got the double rainbow, Justice, Libra energy, Chariot, Cancer energy. Oh my God. Oh, let's just, I just quickly want to confirm Justice. Oh, I was not expecting this. I guess if you're watching me, like I said before, everyone can change. This could be, okay, you've got double rainbow over this, so divine interventions at play with this dynamic. This is about duality, perfect timing, serendipity. Maybe you met this person very magically. It could have been an instant connection. It was meant to activate both of you. Now, justice, it's our purple curtain, it's our karmic debris, not just this lifetime, but all of our lifetimes. It was clearly meant to make you both go through your karmic veil in life and learn life lessons. And underneath this, you got the Celtic knot. So unconditional love, legendary, divine union, eternal love, love of a lifetime. But until this third person energy is removed here, you're not going to have a butterfly energy. And I kind of think you're both bound to third person energy now. But other people are involved, other influence involved, third party, outsiders, love triangle, too many people involved in your dynamic, right? That needs a butterfly over it. Metamorphose, be open, embrace change, which is a big part for you. And this person, to reinvent yourself. You both had to reinvent yourself. This was to make you rise from the ashes, this love. Let's confirm divine intervention. So you both found each other broken. There's that Milky Way. That's important because that's part of the person connected to you, their path. So whatever this is, it was destined in your dynamic. And I remember reading this for you when I was reading them, and I said that would make you angry, this card. That was part of it. Maybe that's where you find inspiration from this person. But both of you, spotlight. You had the victory cup, so you're clearly destined for big things too. I want one more for that. There's a mystery here. So I always tell my feminines, go to a book, turn to page 1026, read the first line. That'll be a message from your team for you. There is something hidden, there's a mystery because of certain secrets and the unknown. There's something still unfolding. Chariot. Wow. And you need to learn that with that anger suppression. This person could have had to learn this as well, but standing in your power, learning independence through time alone, attitude is everything, which again, unfortunately, your first card was that narcissism card. Hopefully that's you reflecting on some of your traits and not continuously blaming others for maybe sometimes the way you react, right? But confidence, which you need to work on, a bit of confidence, so that seeking validation, this person would have had to as well. Oh, that's part of it, the magnetic desire, the passion, things to do with this love started off quite forbidden as well. I find true divines, you guys have big societal issues. It's normally a no-no to the people around you. So if that's a pattern for you, being tempted by those things, it wouldn't surprise me if the same thing was in your dynamic as well. One more. Oh, God, that fell on me. This is my early retirement card. This is about sexuality. That's come out a couple times as well. Sexuality, but achievement, to create longevity, something about career development here, especially with this. Let's get one more. Wow, you got the compass and the sun. This isn't bad. I'm not going to lie, the energy I was picking up, it makes sense with this magician, this Ten of Cups, but I do think it might be a little bit of an uphill battle. You've got King of Pentacles in reverse, Seven of Pentacles in reverse. It's not just going to become unstuck. I always say whatever's destined, whatever's on the end of your red thread will not pass you by, but I don't think this connection is just going to come back together very easily. Have you learned all your lessons here from one another? I don't know, because this has come out here still, but you can see for the right collective, there's a big part that's holding you back. I think it's fear of rejection, maybe, that fear of success. I just think, I'll be honest, for this energy, I do feel it might take quite a bit of effort. I ain't gonna lie. It's tough. Seven of Cups, so there will be confusion. And again, this is the future of your dynamic. It ain't going to be easy. That's the biggest thing I'm hearing. And I'll be honest, I don't think this person's very open and accepting to the whole thing right now. So where you got that Lions card, the courage, determination, persistence, I think until you're really ready, or at the point that you're ready to commit and kind of endure, I would kind of be staying clear, because if I'm just worried this might bring up way too many triggers for you, and like this is some tough energy. I know you've got Magician and Ten of Cups, but I always say to my feminines, you can't go from a Ten of Swords to a Ten of Cups. They were your two cards. Like, I know you had Ten of Swords in reverse, but it's not just going to take one conversation to regenerate it. And that's what you need to ask yourself. Are you willing to walk through the confusion and be that stable person? And you can't help your shadow cards. That means that's still very prominent in your energy. And it's good that you would be reflecting on it, but are you taking steps to heal it? Are you going to therapy? Are you, like, whatever it is, you need to put steps in place. That's good. Loyalty would really, really need to be here, but emotional balance and that depth of intimacy, you're scared of vulnerability. That's part of your shadow as well. So without that, like, there's some big things you need here to get to this point, right? I know that's your middle row, which I'm really shocked about, but what's around it, that's some big stuff. Very big things. Let's confirm. Yeah, Three of Swords. With the King of Pentacles in reverse with Three of Swords, I'll promise you now this person ain't going to be easily budged. So again, it comes up to you. Are you ready to... It's going to be a tough one. I always say to my feminines, you need to walk through the fire. And I think for you, you would have to walk through quite a few fires here to build trust and build loyalty. Like, that takes time. That takes time. And the trapped in the mind, creating things up here that aren't even happening. I think you're both as bad as each other when it comes to that. That could keep this quite stuck as well. So if you don't have depth of vulnerability, clear communication, being emotionally open, this will be a tough one. It'll be very triggering. Oh my God, get the out of town. You're one nice row. This very rarely comes out. You really, Magician, Ten of Cups, there's one twin flame. You could, I will say, Divine, far out. You need to go through some stuff. It's heartbreaking that you have to go through things, but you could. You could be one of the very few that come into union. But I'm telling you, you've now picked up that thread, and this is what happens. This person's attached. And for you, you can't get past that part. I actually think they've met someone. Holy moly. But look at what's around it. Is it really worth it for you? The red thread, all of that. Whoa. You have to pick up your socks. Pull up your socks. Twin flame union, divine union. That has blown me away. This is coming from up there. And it does, I always say this to my feminines, the power of love can really change you. You're lucky your first card was inspiration. You would genuinely be kicking off trying to change right now. It makes sense. And I've said some hard stuff in this reading. Again, if you're still watching, as painful and triggering as it was, you clearly are wanting to change. Look at that row. Like, that's magic. This one, marriage, stability, security, happy family, fairy tale ending, long-lasting relationship with the this really could be destined. It really could be. With the twin, it really could be. But far out, that's a big boulder you got to push up the hill. Huge shadow. So your shadows will be coming up. I always say true divines more triggering than karmics. You've got to be open. You have to be aware of your shadow. You need to be able to talk about this with each other and have patience. And this is where you're meant to build with each other. And all divines, you have a huge chapter of healing together. Until you're emotionally open enough to at least feel safe in your vulnerabilities and you've owned your shadow, it won't work. Stay away from this person until you're ready to confront, right? If it's really destined, they'll come around. They'll come around. But that, you can't... How they view those blocks for so long, they were accepting anyway. That's your biggest one. Sexual addictions, desires, temptations, obsessions, things that grip you. And I always say, him though, work-wise, powerhouse. And this is going to take some work, a lot of it, from both of you. You're both going to have to want to choose each other. Wow, you did get active listening through the that's good. That's good. It's up to you. It's up to you. When it's time, if it's truly destined, like, you can't get past that. But what I'm getting from this isn't going to be easy. You're going to feel maybe a little bit rejected here. You're going to feel this person's going to be uneasily moved, right? I do think you're going to get trapped in your mind and it's going to feel very stuck. But I do think a glimmer of hope comes through when there's depth. If you cannot come in with flattery but depth, I think this will start to open up this person emotionally and they will start to really listen to what needs to be listened to. If they see that dedication to succeed, you'll soften this person. You'll soften them. But it's not just coming in with words. What's going to soften them is... and get them out of confusion is true depth here, right? And you as a collective, that's still in your shadow. You can't do it right now. You're struggling. So that confession you're sitting on, I'd be waiting till you're at least ready to open up, because I don't think this person will listen to you until that. I don't even think you'll get a response. I'm going to be honest. It's going to feel like you're going to feel a bit of rejection. But it's about trusting. I say this to my feminines. It'll be a hard one. Let's get one more. Sun. That's my yes card. But happiest card in the deck. It's going to be tough. You kind of... I'd be preparing for kind of an uphill battle here, but if you can go in with no expectation that this person's just going to bend over backwards for you and everything's going to be fixed, and you kind of have that expectation this is going to be hard, and when you're ready to activate that lion strength, the first part, you've got the sun, right, over all of this, which is beautiful. That is pure magic. That's pure magic, right? If you really believe in that red thread, your first part, you'll be right. I want to get you an angel message quickly. That's blown me away. That's pretty magical. So you need more confidence in yourself. Temperance at the bottom. Hold on, let's get you one of these quickly. Change, your biggest thing. Step outside of your comfort zone. You need to change. You know it. This won't work with the same stuff you have. That's not going to work. Life is a journey. It would be unfulfilling if every step was exactly the same as the last, because life is always changing. It is forever fresh and new. Allow your life to unfold gracefully. Be grateful for what was, is, and forever will be. What you've been through has made you who you are today. And I always say this, you wouldn't have activated without a life full of trauma. It's unfortunate, but just remember, you are not your trauma. You are not bound to the things you think you're bound to. If you want change, create change, and the change will come. And if you're really connected to a divine feminine, and by the looks you are, they will be more accepting than you know, right? You have to be honesty. Wisdom, which is, oh, you got two, wisdom and the unknown. That Fool card, stepping into the unknown. Everything has a place and purpose. To be wise is to have great love, tolerance, patience, which this is going to need, and compassion for all things, not just yourself. The unknown. Do not fear the unknown. This is a time for deep exploration and transformation. Unfamiliar territory leads to new horizons. Just how you would have healed this person in more ways than you know, they will offer the same back. That's true divines. Don't be scared of the storm. They're meant to help you through the storm. But unfortunately, your life, you've taught yourself that storms have to be faced alone. That's not the truth. Believe in the power of love and things will unfold in a beautiful way. But it's going to take dedication. It's going to take dedication. But just advice for you, if you're thinking of just going in with just a few little random words, it's not going to work. Not for this person. You guys have been through too much, right? But that last part, that was beautiful. If you stayed through all of that, they saved the best till last then. It's nice. Let's just get one of these. Two. Wow. You could get back to a little bit of getting to know each other again. The new versions. Don't hold on to the old, right? And for this to come out, that does mean you're changing and evolving. Getting to know each other again. Honeymoon. You could end up forgiving and learning. This is from the universe. This is beautiful. So it will be provided. Just move with honesty. Honesty, not flattery. Honesty, not flattery. Don't have an expectation. If they're seeing you as a ghost, those triggers will be activated in you. I always say it's different when we're not triggered. It's where black and blue, we're not going to do something. It's when the shadow self comes up, we do the silly things. We need to not move on impulse, right? You've just got to make sure. Don't move forward until you're ready to be ignited in that shadow, because it's going to be triggering, right? Because that's how you're going to start showing the true change, right? That you're not reacting or moving how you once did, and you're going to need to see the same from this person, right? Forgiving and learning, getting to know each other again. Could get a little bit of your sparkle back in this. That's really nice. One more. Giving this relationship a chance. Wow. This ain't bad. Ain't bad. Worth waiting for. Oh, that's beautiful. All right. That's nice. Okay. That's nice. Okay. We got the dolphin seashell. Balance your energy. The chili pepper protection charm, but this is rapid moving. Again, my advice, don't move until you're really ready to dedicate here. The Holy Grail, you could be turning to religion. Spiritual, it's all one in the same, but I really do. Again, if you've stopped and watched this, you're activating. The big J, they could have the initial J, you could, but the crescent moon, you could be born on a crescent moon, this person could be, or maybe that's the moon phase, you just all of a sudden, it's clearly going to come from up above. And you've got the full moon and the new moon and the crescent moon. You could really be connected to the moon. I find true divines you are, but you've got the moon cycles here. That's good. N and B, N and B. The pink love heart with the new beginnings. That hasn't come out for a while. And black candle wax. Maybe you've worked with candles, or you should. But black candles, protection. All right, important birthdays, memories, angel numbers you're seeing. 9, end of a tough cycle. 64, favorite angel number. 6 of the 4th, 4th of the 6th. 12, 12. Love that. 12, 12, 20s. 12th of the 4th, 4th of the 12th, 12th of the 3rd, 3rd of the 12th. Okay, safe travels for your clear and purge, your clean sweep. That's nice. 18th of the 6th, 18th of the 2nd, 6th of the 8th, 8th of the 6th, 7th of the 12th, 12th of the 7th. Very nice. All right. That was a tough one to get through, but lots of love and have a good day.